You understand? You have false papers, and she had false papers. She had to get false papers now. And hopefully it'll be good luck. If anything happens, then she'll just tell you. She'll say, I know nothing what's going on over here. That proved to be the Yeshua in this case. Because you see a lady followed by someone who's obviously a peasant girl with a little, carrying a little baby, although they don't look so hard. In spite of that, on the train, one of the German officers, because the Germans were now here invading the country, they looked at her papers and he said, it says here your name is so-and-so, but you look to me like a Pressburg Jewess. Right? And my mother says, I don't know what you're talking about, all the rest of it. And, meanwhile your heart stops and all the rest of it. Just the first of a dozen or 2 dozen occasions where the heart stops. And then he said, I guess, doesn't matter, you're going to Pressburg. If we don't get you today, we'll get you tomorrow. That's right. That was the attitude. And by the way, that usually did happen. You understand? It wasn't a boast. That actually often happened. They were, unfortunately, very efficient and very good at what they did. And so the result was that she barely made it back to Pressburg. She went to a non-Jewish friend. So she had a lot of friends who weren't Jewish. Catholic girl who wasn't married, very, very religious. And because she was a religious Catholic, she was violently anti-Hitler. See, she and her sister used to say Hitler is the Antichrist, and we're Christians. So it's our obligation to oppose him. It's just very unusual. The Pope did not feel that way. And most Jews in Europe suffered and were killed by the Catholics. But in this case, it was different. And they put her up, but that didn't last for too long because it got so hot that the Germans said, it won't work. And anyway, people were asking, what's a baby doing in a house with 3 single women? You can imagine how hard it is when the city's being combed by the Germans and Jews are going crazy and everybody's trying to fight so high. If somebody shows up with a baby and says, I need a room to rent, who are you? And through crazy luck, you might say, or through other means, she ended up with a certain family that he was in the railroads and he didn't understand everything that was going on so well, and agreed to put her up for a short while. And he was a block warden supposed to report to the police any suspicious characters, but he figured none of the suspicious characters are in my house, because after I'm the block warden. And what do you do with the baby? What do you do with the doctor? What do you do with what do you call it, pediatrician? You take a baby to any physician, and you see that it's a bris, they're required to report it to the police. If they don't report it to the police, they get in trouble. What do you do? And you can't have a baby without a doctor. Things happen. How many times can you do what she found herself compelled to do? She never took the baby to the doctor, always took the diaper. Understand? And here's what's going on, and the doctor always says, well, where's the child? And he says, oh, it's very cold outside or something. How many times can you get away with that? It was really rough. And so from that angle alone, you're not be able to make it through the war. Now I'm talking about September and October and November of 1944, where the German army came into Slovakia and with this combing the place, they crushed the rebellion, they killed all the partisans just about, and then they went after all the Jews. And it's very tragic because the Jewish communities of Slovakia were exterminated very late in the war. If you read about people like Meisman and the others, you see they all died in January of 45, February of 45. It's very tragic, very, very late in the war. Understand? Had there never been, we can play what if, had there never been uprising, probably wouldn't have happened. But anyway, it was like an impossible situation. Finally, her girlfriend, this Paula, whose mother started saying, what do you want from us? You're going to get us all killed. And she wasn't wrong. You're trying to get my daughters, because there was 2 sisters helping her, both of whom were not married. They were very strong Catholic believers. And they told him, I said, Mother, how can you talk like this? Are you a Christian or something like that? And she said, okay, I'll shut up. And it's quite remarkable. But it got too hot. So they found her, a pediatrician, and a lady, a big, famous Christian. His father was the head of the Baptist church in Slovakia, who translated the Bible